You ever have that feeling? You're hitting a wall with code. I mean, you've spent hours, maybe even weeks, learning all the syntax, you totally get the logic, but when it comes time to actually build something from scratch, you're just stuck. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, trust me, you are definitely not alone. So, this was the exact situation for the person whose journey we're going to follow today. They knew languages like C and C++ inside and out. I mean, they had the theory down cold, but for some reason, they just couldn't break into the industry. They couldn't figure out how to apply all that knowledge in a way that actually mattered. But then, one language changed everything. So today, we're going to break down how Python can be the thing, the key, that takes you from that feeling of coding frustration to a place of genuine, exciting creation. You see, the real problem for so many of us who are learning to code is this gap. It's the gap between knowing how a language works and really understanding why it's so valuable. It's kind of like knowing the whole alphabet, but having no idea how to write a story. Now, check out this contrast, because this is where it all clicks. On the left, you have the C and C++ experience. It was all theory, making these little conditional programs, knowing the rules, but ultimately feeling completely stuck. But then look at the right. With Python, that knowledge immediately turned into real-world stuff. Freelancing jobs, building actual web scrapers, creating graphical user interfaces. All of a sudden, the value of programming wasn't just a concept, it was crystal clear. And this shift, it wasn't just about learning some new syntax, it was a complete breakthrough. It was about discovering that you have the power to build real, tangible, useful, and even really fun things right from your own keyboard. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Python wasn't just another language to add to the list. It was the language that unlocked the purpose of programming. It finally answered that big question. Why do we actually do this? Why is this so important? Okay, but talk is cheap, right? What does this breakthrough actually look like? Well, let's dive into 5 incredible projects that show you exactly what's possible when you can finally turn your ideas into reality. You might be surprised by what you can actually create. First up, we've got something straight out of a comic book movie, your very own personal AI assistant called Jarvis. Yeah, seriously. Imagine just talking to your computer and saying, "Hey Jarvis, open up Google," or "Jarvis, play my favorite song on YouTube." This program listens to your voice, and it just does it. This isn't just some cool trick, it's a powerful way to see how you can literally command your computer to work for you. Okay, so from the super practical to the totally playful, our next project shows a completely different side of what you can build. This one is just for fun. This is the perfect example of the creative side of coding. You can use Python's random module to build this hilarious little app that takes 2 names and just spits out a love percentage. It's a great reminder that programming isn't always about serious, heavy work. Sometimes it's just about making something that makes you laugh. All right, switching gears again from fun and games to some seriously impressive technology. Project number 3 dives into the world of computer vision. So, using this powerful technique called the Haar cascade algorithm, this program can look at any picture and draw a perfect box around every single face it finds. Even if you give it a photo with a huge crowd of people, it can pinpoint each and every one. This is the kind of powerful stuff used in real-world apps every day. Now for something that'll definitely bring back some memories and maybe a little bit of that fun frustration. Let's talk about building a gaming classic from the ground up. Yep, you're seeing that right. The iconic, the infamous Flappy Bird, built entirely from scratch using Python. Let me tell you, there is a special kind of magic that comes from playing a game that you yourself brought to life, line by line of code. It's an awesome feeling. And for our final project in this little showcase, we are building another absolute classic that pretty much everyone knows and loves. The snake game. It's all about pure, simple logic. You control the snake, you make it eat the food, and you watch it get longer and longer and longer. Building this isn't just about recreating an old game. It's about mastering the logic you need to turn a simple idea into an interactive, fun reality. So, seeing all these projects is pretty inspiring, right? It makes you think, wow, I want to be able to do that. Well, the good news is there's a really clear path to get there. So let's talk about that journey. Now, I love this quote because it's a bold promise, but it perfectly captures the goal. See, the idea isn't just to learn Python, it's to master it, to get to the point where the language is just a tool in your hands, something you can bend to your will to make it do whatever you imagine, just like a snake charmer hypnotizes a snake. And this path to mastery isn't about memorizing a bunch of old, outdated stuff. The whole 100 Days of Code journey is designed to be totally modern. It covers new features, like the walrus operator, and shows you easier, more efficient ways to do things. But honestly, the most important part, it is laser focused on one single thing, shifting your mindset from just learning code to actively building with it. Look, the absolute best way to learn anything is by actually doing it. So let's get you started with a real, concrete first step that you can take right now to get on this journey. All right, here's your first mission. Step 1, get the code for all 5 of those amazing projects we just looked at. Step 2, just try to get them running on your computer. Now, you're probably going to hit some errors. That's totally normal. Which brings us to step 3, and this is the most important one. Do not get frustrated. This is all part of the process. And finally, as you start to learn more, keep coming back to this code. You'll be amazed at how things that once seemed impossible will start to make perfect sense. And listen, this is a really important heads up. Your goal right now is not to understand every single line of code. Don't even try to recreate these from scratch yet. That's just going to lead to frustration. Right now, the only goal is to run them, see them work, and just get curious. Let that curiosity be your guide. So, after seeing everything that's possible, from your own AI assistant and face detectors to classic games you can literally build with your own hands, there's really only one question left. Are you ready to stop feeling stuck and start turning your own unique ideas into a tangible, awesome reality?